Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. It's another in the car edition of the solve, and there might be some ambient noise. I'm going to apologize if it ever becomes distracting. Today is Friday, April 17th, 2026, and our puzzle today is by Rachel Fabi, who has contributed, I think, a small number of puzzles to the New York Times so far. And it's Friday, so we'll expect a themeless puzzle with presumably some punniness or wordplay, misdirection, some clever cluing and all that, but no theme today. And we'll see how we get along for today's puzzle. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to dive right in. It's Friday, April 17th. This is the puzzle by Rachel Fabi. 12 to 12. Say, maybe like a game is tied, maybe? Make an all-out effort. Don't know. 50 on a table. 50 on a table. Does this have to do with gin rummy? I don't think so. Gin rummy is about, runs and sets and things. Sea creature known to mourn its dead. An orca, maybe? Long-stemmed mushroom. Do we want enoki here? Wow. To wow is to awe, maybe? Medicare subsection covering ambulance services. I don't know anything about the terms of service of Medicare. Outperforms could be tops. Modern home of ancient Mesopotamia is Iraq. Neutral shade is Akru. Informational repository, a database, presumably here. So is this going to be like part A or part B here? I guess. Mars, the blank of war, the bringer of war, the first movement of the planets, the suite of orchestral music by Gustav Holst. I guess they're going on the personality of Mars, the god of war, from a Roman pantheon. To settle a bill is to square up. You get the picture. You get the picture. You get the picture. It's in quotes, so we want some equivalent phrase. I'm not sure what, though. Small pieces from, bits of. Oh, etc. You get the picture, etc. All right. End of a gay pride slogan. I don't know which slogan they want there. Bad news aside. On a positive note. On a positive note. Very good. A spanning entry. Always fun. Catchy tune. Do we want a bop there? That's great. Great. I like that slang. Maker of the iconic Billy bookcases, IKEA. What's going around? Well, what is going around? I don't know. Make an all-out effort. Lob in or something? What is going around? Get to the point. Question mark. To taper something is to get to a point of it, I think. I was going to say circle. What's going around? I think probably a T or an N to begin with. T looks better here, but I'm not sure. Georgia, hometown of REM and the B-52s. Not Atlanta, maybe Athens, Georgia. Safety devices for trapeze artists will be nets. Whoops. Nets. There we go. 2000 song for Aaron Carter about seeking someone tough but sweet. Aaron Carter. It's one of those boy band people, but I don't know which boy band or which song. Half a chocolate bar. Half. Oh, a kit or a cat? I think that's what we want there. Not sure which. Gets the memo. Takes takes a note, maybe? What? 50 on a table. 10? Why would that be the case? I don't know what that's referring to still. Old school dance could be a hop, like a Lindy Hop. It's like a swing dance. Multitude, a host, probably. What's going around? Oh, go big. Make an all-out effort, go big. And then what's going around is girth, literally the measurement around something. Okay. Get used to it. We're here, we're queer, get used to it. I was even thinking of that slogan. I could not remember the third line. Looks over briefly, glances at. Pro tip, maybe? Did some knife work on. It doesn't look good, actually. I'm not sure about that one. Did some knife work on. Don't know that. Start to season as a skillet. Something's wrong here. Isn't it? Start to season. 1/86,400th of a day abbreviated. I guess we want a sec there. Does that seem right? Are there 86,400 seconds in a day? Must be. Yeah. Voting, for example, a civic duty, perhaps. Start to season, to re-oil, I guess. Worst of all imaginable chronologies. Something timeline. What? And is database wrong? Data bank, maybe. The darkest timeline? Aha. Sticker that usually comes in sets of 3 or 4. Sticker, what do we mean by sticker? Don't know. Blackberries, for example, for short. PDAs, personal digital assistants. Sticker. Set of 3 or 4. Prong, like fork? 3 or 4 prongs on a fork. Those are usually called tines. But it could be. What's the issue? Question mark. In quotes. So we want an equivalent phrase. What's the issue? What's the issue? I don't know. Awaken. Awaken. To stir, maybe? A big fight. A row. Sort of a British word for a fight, an argument. Although, on the other hand, like, do we want an abbreviated? It's in quotes and it's shortened, so maybe we want, on the other hand, here. What about this? 2008 Clint Eastwood film centered around an attempted car theft. Clint Eastwood. I don't know. Act superior to, lord it over. That would work with this. High honors in science fiction. The Hugos, maybe? That's a set of awards, I think. Stop being such a baby. Grow up, you might say. Again, in quotes, so we want an equivalent phrase. What's the issue? And, you might say? Yeah, okay, good. This does look like prong, doesn't it? But then I don't know what this is. First Super Bowl won by the Kansas City Chiefs in 50 years. So maybe it'll be something like LIV 54. Super Bowl 54. Sludge. Maybe it's LXV. Maybe this is Gran Torino. Does that work? First of all, 1. Like that. First of all, the numbers is number 1. Sludge could be glop or glom or something. Blank supuesto, of course, in Spanish. It looks like por supuesto, so maybe glop. Never really heard that, but that's cool. Sacrifice in some chess gambits. Definitely a pawn is a commonly sacrificed piece, being of the least value intrinsically. Gal on the screen is Gal Gadot, the actress. Student center question mark. The letter D, I guess, so just D. Look with a curled lip. If you look at someone with a curled lip, you are sneering, so that's a sneer. Result from O2. Set of notes in a seventh chord. Set of notes in a seventh chord. Why a set of notes? Exclaim is to cry. Is this a tetrad? Is that what we want? Because the seventh chord has 4 notes. So like a dyad, triad, tetrad. Tetrad is a set of 4 notes. There are 4 notes in a seventh chord typically. Discussion guider, a facilitator, someone who guides a discussion. Negative Nancy or Debbie Downer could be a naysayer. Did some knife work on, diced. And, pro tem. Yeah, so pro tem is short for pro tempore, which means just for the time being, or sort of in a temporary fashion. So you can have a leader or something like that, pro tem, kind of like interim. Seriously in modern slang, dead ass. That's funny. Storage Wars Network, not sure. Opium product used by Anna Karenina and Victor Frankenstein. Is this laudanum? I think. Weird Al Yankovic parody of the Kinks' Lola is Yoda. Chewy Japanese noodle is udon. Mythical lover is Eros, I think, the Greek god of love. You're boring me, a sound of vocalization because of the brackets, so you could look for snore there. Monthly expense could be rent, and mizzen, for example, could be a type of a mast, I guess. I'm going to have to look that up because I have no idea what that is. Gets the memo, takes something. Word after back or snack. Pack? A snack pack of like, granola bars or something like that, I guess. And certainly backpack makes sense. Bend it like Beckham. What? Oh, you bend the knee, I guess, in order to hit a soccer ball? Is that what they want? Solo pilot question mark. Do they just want Han Solo? He was a pilot. His name is Solo, I guess. Takes a hint. Gets the memo. Takes a hint. And I want candy. Aaron Carter seeking someone tough but sweet. I don't know that. A&E, Storage Wars Network. Half a chocolate bar turns out to be cat, not kit. And 50 on a table is tin. Why? A tin? 50 on what kind of table? 50 on a table, a tin. Oh, element number 50 on the periodic table of elements. Some good cluing in this, I have to say. I don't know how much to attribute to Rachel Fabi and how much to the editors, but that's a great clue. 50 on a table. Yeah, 12-12 say is a little tricky. I didn't know that orcas mourned their dead. Wow is maybe a little tricky. Get to the point is fun to taper. I didn't know, I guess, that REM and the B-52s were both from Athens, Georgia. I'm lucky that I knew that Athens, Georgia existed so that I could... I mean, I had the A, and I knew it was in Atlanta because of the length of it. Sticker that usually comes in sets of 3 or 4. So I guess we are looking for prongs here that maybe not on a fork, but I mean, again, usually what has prongs instead of tines? Anyway, some kinds of utensils have prongs, and yeah, they sometimes come in 3 or 4. That's fine. Solo pilot is a fun clue for Han Solo. We have these 2 crossing spanners here. Darkest timeline, the worst of all imaginable chronologies, and bad news aside, on a positive note. Great. In fact, there's a lot of good sort of modern, slangy kind of stuff. Everything from go big to where were some of the downs maybe? I mean, even takes a hint, kind of. Dead ass here. A glop, kind of. I think there was one more that I'm missing, but let's keep going for now. I don't think I read this. Oh no, I did. Civic duty. That's fine. Oh, even like this, like and for what's the issue, for sure. And on the other hand, for all those. So yeah, those two for sure. Tetrad is quite obscure, I think, as a musical clue. I suppose people with a decent knowledge of etymology could figure it out without actually knowing. Maybe, although I don't know how you'd figure out that. I mean, you'd have to assume that it was 4 notes. You wouldn't know unless you knew what a 7th chord was. What else? All those are fine. I'll have to look up what a mizzen is. What's going around is an interesting clue, and girth an interesting answer. Not something I'm would have thought to expect, but fine. I have to double check that my interpretation of pro tem is correct. I think it is. We'll see. Yeah, and student center. I mean, this almost wouldn't be a Friday unless we had some reference to the letters in the word itself. So that is the puzzle for Friday, April 17th, 2026. A great puzzle with a lot of great cluing by Rachel Fabi. If you enjoyed that solve, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit the subscribe button. You'll get those notifications right to you. And we'll see you next time on Crosshatch Puzzles. Cheers.